All right, welcome to Empower Never TV, Cheryl Spalding. Excited you're here on American Thanksgiving. The Americans are all celebrating Thanksgiving today. So are you
Yeah.
celebrating or are you Canadian or American?
I'm Canadian. I'm in
Okay,
Ontario.
that's right. So we celebrated ours in October.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
right.
Well, very excited you're here. And you know, just chatting off camera for self-actualization and I'm curious to get into this with you because you're in this place where you are learning to step into everything you can be. So, what does self actualization mean to you, first of all?
Well, it's the journey of really becoming who we're meant to be. I think we all have these yearnings, desires, this awareness of who it is and how we want to show up, in the world. We've got these deep yearnings, and some of us get stuck in a pattern of not being really able to break free of these invisible barriers that hold us back. So the journey of growth and really stepping in to who we know in our heart and soul we're meant to be is the journey of self-actualization.
Okay, so I got to ask you, Cheryl, who are you meant to be?
Who am I meant to be? Well, I want to inspire women to see just how powerful they are. And I feel it's my bigger purpose and journey to help women see just how great they are and that they have the power within them already, but they just don't have the tools, or through their own life experiences they've not been able to really step into their greatness. So I want to help lead them, guide them, partner with them, and reflect back to them just how extraordinary they are, and that they have the ability to step into who it is they feel in their heart and soul they're meant to be. So I guess I'm kind of a guide, I'm a partner. I want to inspire, motivate, just be that person for a woman to feel safe, that she can make those transitions and she's not alone.
So, how are you doing this in your own life?
Well, I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of introspection. I challenge myself to do things that are uncomfortable, like going live on this interview with you, Amos. This is, another step in outside what might normally, well, which is kind of challenging for me. Next week, I'm doing a talk, which is again outside my comfort zone, but I'm taking the steps, even though it feels uncomfortable, to expand and to stretch and to, even though there's discomfort, I know that for me to be the woman that I've come here to be, I have to take these steps of discomfort, which is really what I want. But again, it's kind of scary, right? It's kind of scary when we're stepping outside our comfort zone. So we have to be courageous, and we have to take those steps in order to, to grow. And this is really, to me, growth is, you know, that's what should drive us all, is this desire to grow into our greatness.
I know it's easy to talk about, but the cliffs I've jumped off that I felt had my name on them, they were hard to jump off. There, it was fun to fantasize about jumping off them, but when I actually
Mm-hmm.
stepped on that cliff and looked over the edge, I got to tell you, it's been scary. Like, how are you navigating that? Because fear, whether it's real or perceived, can be a real, tangible thing that shows up in my physiology.
Absolutely.
How do you navigate that? How do you navigate through what feels scary?
Well, I'm tired of holding myself back. Like I've got to the point where fear is no longer going to be in the way of me achieving the things in my life that I know are so important to me. And I'm just decided that it's no longer going to be a factor in, I'm not going to let fear, I'm not going to let discomfort, I'm not going to let anything get in the way of me living out my life in the way that I feel I've been called to do. And of course, the tools that I am learning is about self-resourcing. How do we tap into our own inner power to be able to move through the fear? Who are the people in my life that believe in me, that support me, that see my greatness, and that can provide the encouragement as well? And so, and of course, we can't forget the higher power that always has our back, is always cheering us on, whoever that higher power is. Is it the universe, and is it God? Is it a spiritual, power that we're tapping into? So learning how to resource ourselves is really important on this journey of growth. And I believe that I've been working on that for some time, and that's helping me to make these shifts and changes and to transform really into this woman that I know that I'm here to be.
And how are you doing that practically? How are you resourcing yourself or finding what you need or giving yourself permission to go and get those things you need? What what tips are you learning? What secrets do you now have?
Well, it's one of the key things is getting yourself getting your stepping out into your community, whether it's online or in your own physical community, where you start connecting. It's through connection with other people, just like I'm connecting with you, Amos, or Amos. I'll get that right. It's reaching out, it's being purposeful in our vision. It's being intentional about how we live our life every day and making those important connections that begin to open doors. We can't just hide, inside our homes and rooms and expect life to start to transition for us, right? So, we start
We
taking
can,
steps.
we can. I lived that life of, dreamland when I wasn't doing the things necessary to grow. So I would say we can live in that denial fantasy land escapism. But obviously you're saying it's not going to get us anything.
Well, this is it, right? Like I've been doing the same thing as you, fantasizing, thinking, feeling viscerally how it potentially could be, but yet, right? But until you actually do it, take the step, make the call, have the conversation, jump into, whatever this a program or an opportunity, like until we start saying yes and actually taking the physical steps, the emotional steps, spiritual steps, and communicate, we're going to stay stuck. And that is a painful, painful place to be. I don't want anyone to look back. No woman, I don't want her to look back and wish she had done what she really, really desired to do, but never took the step, didn't feel supported, didn't have the guidance, didn't believe in herself, and just stayed in stuckness. I've been there, and it's not a nice place to be. And so we need to surround ourselves and to reach out and to ask for help. Gone are the days of being this martyr woman where we just have to suck it up and charge through and just get it done. Don't tell anybody, suffer alone, cry in your room. Like, forget it. Like, we don't have to do that anymore. That's passe. We need to feel courageous and empowered so that we can say, hey, I need some help. This is my situation. And bam, you make the connection, you ask for help, and you've got a partner. And together, you take this beautiful journey of transition. And there's no reason any woman should feel that she cannot reach out. And that's why I'm here. I want women to feel comfortable that there's a person they can reach out to without any shame. There's no shame in asking for help.
That's beautiful. And women that encounter you are going to be inspired because I know this firsthand. Cheryl, the more you step out and face what's scary for you, that is what that by initiating yourself, it's what gives you the right and ability to coach others. I know myself, the more I face my stuff, face the
Mm-hmm.
fears, stuff I still feel scared about, the more I face that and only that is what gives me the ability to coach others because I've gone further up the mountain. But if I don't go up the mountain, that the next level, I can't coach them. So it's like
Right.
that. I love
That's
that you're
right.
saying this. Yeah.
Like we have to take the journey first. And it's not that we've figured it all out. We're always growing, we're always journeying. Um, but if we're just a couple steps ahead, we can help that person who's on that journey as well. And yeah, we have to go through it. We have to experience it. We have to show up, embody it. And through that, we can then, inspire others to do the same and join us in our journey.
Why are coaching programs not hitting that harder? Like a lot of people are buying these five, six, seven, $20,000 coaching programs, and they're a certification in how to take apart an engine and build an engine. But until you actually take apart an engine and literally rebuild the engine, you don't know how to do it. So like there's all this emphasis on training and schooling on how to jump off a cliff. But until you go and jump off the bloody cliff, you do not know how to coach someone to jump off a cliff
Right.
and to find that parachute. So why is it not more out there why is it all here? Why are not many people jumping and risking and taking that leap, but they're reading? Why are we tempted to read books about it, but not do it?
Right. Like not actually reach out to a coach and say, hey, I need help. Is that kind of what you're asking? Why aren't people like reaching out more to
No,
get help?
I mean coaches. Why are coaches not? Because there's a lot of why are we tempted to think we know how to coach by taking a course and reading a book instead of
Right.
it's like, okay, I've been on a road trip for
Right.
a long time. Now I know how to coach someone to be on a road trip because I went on the road
Right.
trip, not because I read
Yeah.
a book. I know how to build a Facebook group because I built one,
Right.
not because I read a book about it. So when is coaching going to shift from this to experiential knowledge?
Right. 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 Yeah, I think it has to be a combination of both. We have to resource ourselves with knowledge, but we also have to have experienced it to really be authentic and to make real connections with the women who are searching for what we've been through. And I think it's important that like for myself, it's so important that I'm expressing and sharing my journey so that women can relate to me because if we haven't had the journey, we haven't made that jump, then how can we talk to women in a way that connects us and they feel they can trust us and are inspired to work with us? I mean, we have to have made that jump ourselves 100%.
Well, they say you are your ideal client. So it's like
That's right.
the pain that I'll say me, the pain I've been through, the struggles I've had, the
Yes.
desires I've dreamt about, and the all the roadblocks. It's like that is my ideal client. And so by me facing my stuff, I
Mm-hmm.
immediately gain the ability to coach. And if I don't face my stuff, I can't coach my ideal client.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Like you're a bit further. I think you're further ahead than me, Amos. And you inspire me. I see your journey. I see what you've been creating. I see all the beautiful connections. I see you showing up so vulnerably, naturally, realistically. You're just so real. And so I'm inspired by you. And so I'm stepping up. I'm inspired to do more. I'm inspired to watch and listen and learn and see how you connect, how you relate, how you share. because that speaks to me. And so it's helping me now to step up more. And if I can be that for a woman who is looking to grow herself, and she sees in me my journey and how I share and how I show up and how I embody what I believe in, then she might reach out and say, "Hey, Cheryl, here's what I'm experiencing. I'm really interested in partnering with you on this next journey that I know I need to take." And so we're just all just a few steps ahead of each other, but hopefully inspired, by each other. And that's why I'm here, because I just felt inspired by you and your journey. And it's very, very exciting when you connect with people that inspire you and lift you up.
I wanted to ask you, do you think it's possible to admire something in someone or to be inspired by something in someone unless it's already in you?
Mm, hmm.
Like, is it
Yes.
resonating with you? Is that why? Like, are you
Yeah.
admiring? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're mirroring to me the potential that I have. You're mirroring back to me my own potential, my own possibilities, my own power. These are the things, yeah, like that's why I get so jazzed when I listen to you speak and share and write, because I feel that in myself. There's a definite connection and sense of both inspiration and admiration. It's both, but it starts to it starts to create that bubbling effect right inside. It's like you're pushing buttons internally, and it's an exciting feeling because you can viscerally feel your own potential, and that's what we want.
I love that you said that. It's a great reminder for all of us too. It's like the people that excite us the most. I would agree with you. They're mirroring what we're capable of. So
Yes.
you're supposed to be doing this with women. My opinion is that you should be. If anything I'm doing inspires you, it's because you're supposed to do your version of it. And
Yeah.
as you step into that and face all that unknown and that scary stuff, you're going to find that anything that you find inspiring in me, it's because it's already in you and you're very capable of doing it. uh, Maybe better than me, maybe far better than me, because I would say that's why you feel drawn to it. And then all the women that you can help as you step into that and face what feels so scary, you're going to ignite them. And then you're going to mirror to them the parts of you that you're brave in. And they're going to go, hey, Cheryl was brave in this. She freaking stepped up in life. I can step up in life. And then they're going to do the same thing with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important that we are reflecting back to women, saying back to women what they need to hear, like what, not just what they need to hear, but what they know is inside of them that they haven't yet faced themselves, like their own gifts, their own talents, their own skills, their abilities. We were always looking outside ourselves, admiring the gifts and talents and successes of everyone else. But until we start to look back inside ourselves and we get someone like myself or yourself to recognize in them and highlight for them who they really are, it's almost like we get stuck in these old patterns of thinking about who we are. And we call that meaning making. Experiences that we've had make us think something about ourselves that really isn't true, right? So we have to revisit those thoughts and get to the truth and get to the core of who we really are. And that's where the exciting journey begins of the new story, stepping into the version of yourself that you really are. And I help women get back to who they really are and then begin a beautiful journey of growth.
Well, Cheryl, I couldn't even do that. I tried to do that, to get to the truth of who I was. And it took me jumping off a cliff. And I think
Mm.
my feeling is that everyone's going to have to jump off a cliff. If they really want to, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I was growing, but I felt stuck. And for me, that cliff
Mm.
was going on a road trip. I was like, I got to
Right,
literally, that was my cliff. And I
right.
don't know anybody that's had a major breakthrough that didn't jump off some cliff.
Yeah,
And that was the catalyst. And it was scary. It was, how am I going to do this? How is that going to work? And I had no answers. So
yeah. Well, you're
I'm just,
right. You're right. It does take that jump, but maybe for a woman, that jump could be reaching out to me. That could be the jump for her, right? She doesn't necessarily have to take a, you know, three, 200 and I don't know how many days have you been on the road? 170, 180?
no, I will be 170 something when I'm back. It's only been 146 so far.
Okay, which I absolutely admire. As you know, I love the fact that you've taken this trip. But for a woman to jump off the cliff, maybe her jump is just picking up the phone or sending a message to say, I'm ready. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for a breakthrough. I need to take this step, and they're reaching out, they're asking for help, and that's the jump. It can be that simple. It could literally transform your life. One simple phone call, and that starts the ball rolling.
Can I give you a tip of what'll start it rolling even faster for you?
Oh, please.
You jump off your cliff and you will attract them. Because I know that as I've jumped off mine, I don't have to ask people. They're coming and asking me.
Right.
So if people, I would say to any coach, if people are not knocking on your door, it's because you've not jumped off your cliff yet.
Or at least not a big enough one.
Yeah. Because what moves the needle? It's like people want to see something different, inspiring. Uh, they want to follow people that imperfectly, but are doing something
Yes.
uncommon. They're like, wow,
Yes.
I want to be like, I want to be like Cheryl. So for them to say that, Cheryl, what cliffs do you need to jump off next?
Mm. Oh boy. The next cliff I need to jump off of. Well, I need to get out. I need to get out and start talking and sharing and connecting and being seen and being heard. And I think that's the next big step for me is just doing what I'm doing, but in a bigger way.
You need to
And I
do
need to
what I'm
jump off a
doing.
big cliff.
You need to do what I'm doing. You need to have your own thing that you're doing, that you throw
Yes.
yourself into. Yeah. Well, that's my opinion. I don't know if that resonates or not, but
Yes, yes. Well, we need to explore that more. We need to definitely explore what that big cliff looks like for me. And I love what you're doing. I love the connection. Soulful connections is kind of like my deeper why, creating soulful connection. I love connection. I love these beautiful conversations that we're having. It's part of who I am to express and share and to lift people up. So yes, it's time for the bigger cliff to be. Yeah, yeah.
I can tell you're open to exploring ideas and possibilities because when I said certain things to you, I was testing you in a friendly way to see if you push back with ego, and you didn't. You were open to considering things, even though you're on the spot, which you as a leader, that'll assist you. Wow. Because I
Mm,
found for me, I get challenged by people all the time. And I'm finding what helps me as I practice it is to consider what they're saying and not assume I'm right and go, okay, what if what they're telling me I actually need to consider? And so I saw
right.
you just demonstrate that. And I want to say kudos to you because you were willing to, on the spot, consider a thought that you maybe haven't thought. And as a leader, as you step into your thing, not assuming you already know it, but going, wow, like a kid, what can I discover? What can I learn today? Cheryl, that's going to assist you big time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I am open and I'm ready to receive. and I'm ready to step up and take bigger jumps, bigger cliffs. I know I'm ready, and this is part of my personal journey of growth, is just saying yes to new possibilities. And as long as we keep saying yes, we're growing. And I think that's what we're meant to do in this life.
Wow. If you've been listening, watching to Power Network TV, Cheryl Spalding, I love your heart or your attitude. You're just open. I can see you're maybe just on the precipice of stepping into a new level of greatness. I'm excited for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Amos. I really appreciate this time with you and your leadership and the fact that you've taken your big jump. And because of that, so many of us now are stepping up to take our bigger jump as well. And it's very, very exciting. I'm very excited about the future and possibility and helping as many women as I possibly can step into their own power, their potential, and the possibilities.
Wow. And you did alliteration. Power, potential, possibilities. Fun. The three P's from Cheryl Spalding, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
I've got more P's. Passion, play.
All
There's
right.
lots
Well,
of great P words.
well, thank you for being here. This was a wonderful on American Thanksgiving. 2 Canadians showed up for American Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You were wonderful today. Thank you for the message and the heart and your openness, your playfulness. So I'll tag you in this. Please drop any links if you have them in the comments in the Facebook post. I'll send you links tonight for these. And any last words for anyone watching?
Don't be afraid to ask for help, guidance. Reach out and don't stay stuck. Be open to growth, be open to new partnerships, because that is what is going to lead you to your greatest inner joy, potential, as I said, and possibilities. So don't stay stuck. Take action. That would be my biggest, yeah, offering.
I'm excited for you, Cheryl, because whatever we preach, I always listen to what people say at the end because whatever they say is what they're learning to do themselves.
Right.
Because we always preach to tell others to do
Yes.
what we're trying to do. And so I'm excited for you because all of what you said, I bet you're going to do in 2024. You're going to have an amazing year.
Thank you. It feels like it's going to be an amazing year. I'm definitely on the road to doing bigger things, taking bigger leaps, jumping off cliffs. I'm open to it all.
All right. Thanks, Cheryl. I'll end the broadcast here. This was awesome.
Thank you.